Hello everyone, welcome to Amin Maths Club. So today our equation is x raised to the power log x with base 5 is equal to 625. So we have to find the value of x. Now we have two methods. So now we are going to use our method number 1. So first of all we are going to write x power log x with base 5, which is equal to 625. As we know that if we write 625 in powers of 5, then we can write it 5 times 5 times 5 and then times 5. So it is equal to 5 raised to the power 4. So 625 can be written as 5 raised to the power 4. So now here we see that if we take log at both sides to base 5, so we are going to take log to base 5 to base 5 to base 5 at both sides. So then we get here log 5 times x power log x with base 5, which is equal to, here it is log base 5 times 5 raised to the power 4. So now we are going to write here that using logarithm law, which is, as we know that if we have log a raised to the power m, then we can write it m log a. So now here it is our exponent, so we are going to write here this x log x with base 5. So here we are going to shift log x with base 5 and then times, it will be log x with base 5, which is equal to, it will be that for shifting here, then we get 4 with log 5 base 5. So here we just used our this logarithm law. So now we can write it like, as we know that log x with base 5 and log x with base 5, we can write it as we know that if we have a times a, then we can write it a square. So here we can write log x with base 5 whole square, which is equal to that 4 log 5 with base 5. Now we see that here we can use logarithm law, as we know that if we have that log a with base a, then we can write it is equal to 1. So now log x with base 5 whole square is equal to 4 times, here log 5 with base 5, it is equal to 1, so it will be equal to 1. Now log x with base 5 whole square is equal to 4. So here we are going to take square root at both sides. Taking square root at both sides, then we get log x with base 5 whole square is equal to 4. Then taking square root, it will be, square is cancelled with square root, then we get log x with base 5, which is equal to plus minus 2. So now we have log 5 with base x has two values, that log x with base 5 is equal to plus 2 and log x with base 5 is equal to minus 2. So now here we are going to solve this log x with base 5 is equal to 2. So now as we know that by logarithm law, that if we have log a with base b is equal to c, then it implies that b raised to the power, this right hand side is going to exponent, and this exponent will be equal to this, so bc is equal to a. Now we are going to use this law here, then we get that it will be 5 raised to the power 2, which is equal to x. So now x is equal to 5 square is 25. So it is our first value of x. Similarly, we are going to solve this one, and it will be using same law, then we get 5 raised to the power minus 2, which is equal to x, and x is equal to 1 over 25. So it is our another value of x. So Now we are going to use our method number 2. So here it is our method 2 that we are going to use this one. Our problem is x raised to the power log x with base 5 is equal to 625. So x is equal to log x with base 5, which is equal to 5 raised to the power 4. So now we are going to take log to base x at both sides. Then we get here log with base x times x raised to the power log x with base 5, which is equal to log base x times 5 raised to the power 4. So now we see that if we use that logarithm law, that log a raised to the power m, which is equal to m log a, so it can be written as that here it is exponent, so we are going to shift here that log x with base 5 times this log x with base x is equal to, here it can be written as 4 log 5 with base x. So now we see that now log x with base 5 and it is equal to 1, so we put 1 here, then 4 log 5 with base x. So now log x with base 5 is equal to 4 log 5 with base x. Now here we use logarithm rule, which is called that change of base rule. That change of base rule is actually if we have log a with base b, then we can write it 1 over log, we are going to just change this base, so log b with base a. Now we are going to use here that log 5x log x with base 5 is equal to, here we use 4 times 1 over log, changing this base, then x with base 5. So now multiplying log this log x at both sides, log x with base 5 here, and similarly here log x with base 5, then it will be cancelled. So here log x with base 5 times log x with base 5, it will be equal to log x with base 5 whole square, which is equal to 4. So now taking square root at both sides, then it will be cancelled. So log x with base 5 is equal to plus minus 2. Here we have two cases, that log x with base 5 is equal to plus 2 and log x with base 5 is equal to minus 2. So as we have solved this in previous case, so our result in this case will be x is equal to 25 and here x is equal to 1 over 25, which are same as we have solved in previous case. So now we are going to check these two values by putting these values in our problem. So now we are going to check this. Let's verify our result. So when x is equal to 25, recalling our problem, which is x log x with base 5, which is equal to 625. So putting x is equal to 25, then here 25 raised to the power log 25 with base 5 is equal to 625. So here we see that 25 can be written as 25, here it is log 5 square with base 5 is equal to 625. So if we write this 25, this 2 with here 2 log 5 with base 5, which is equal to 625. So now we see that by logarithm rule, that if we have log a with base a, then it will be equal to 1. So using here, then we get 25 square times log 5 with base 5 is equal to 1. So it will be equal to 625. So now we see that it is 25 square equal to 625 and 25 square is equal to 625. So left hand side is equal to our right hand side, hence our value is true, which is x is equal to 25. So now we are going to put other value, that x is equal to 125. So now we are putting x is equal to 125 in our problem. Then we get, recalling our problem, which is x log x with base 5 is equal to 625. Now when x is equal to 1 over 25, so this x will be 1 over 25 power log 1 over 25 with base 5 is equal to 625. So here we can write this 1 over 25 like 1 over 5 square, and then 1 over 5 square can be written as 5 raised to the power minus 2. So similarly, power log this 1 over 25 can be written as 5 raised to the power minus 2 with base 5 and 625. Here we are using same law, that f5 raised to the power minus 2, and then this minus 2 shifting here, minus 2 log 5 with base 5 is equal to 625. And using again the same law, if we have log a with base a, it will be equal to 1, so it will be equal to 1, then 5, and we know that power minus 2 and this minus 2 will be multiplied each other, as we have a raised to the power m whole power n, then it will be equal to a raised to the power m times n. So it can be written as minus minus plus, so 2 2s are 4, then this it will be equal to log 5 with base 5 equal to 1, so 625, and 5 raised to the power 4 1 is 4, 625, hence 5 raised to the power 4 is equal to 625, which is 625. So left hand side is equal to right hand side, hence our both values are true. We are going to check our solution, that is x is equal to 25 and here x is equal to 125. So it is our answer. Hope you have enjoyed this video, and that's it for today. See you in the next video. Goodbye.